Good evening, YouTube viewers. This, I know that what I wish, what I would like to see more for me is patience and assertive language. I have it to give, but I got so caught up in like grasping on to all my past mistake, losing time with myself for one, losing time with myself, being this omnipotent and not. I mean, too busy seeing everyone else's pain, and not seeing myself. Escapism. Um, not being not being able to do it, so leaving reality and making a place of my own. And looking back, when I disassociated, you know what, I would float with relationships and him loving me beyond measure, and cars, anything. Like, I would be like a daydreaming. Like, I would have a house, I would have cars, and I just wanted to drive, and I would have the nicest clothes. And one of them, when I was a child, I was eating Brussels sprouts. Now, I've never ate Brussels sprouts to this day, but I was hanging out with popular people, and they look like Russians, honestly, to be honest with you. Like, I was spiritual when I was a child. There was this cowboy guy. He was tall, he had dark hair, and he had long legs, kind of looking like this guy that I know from Victory. And then I also like an Indian man with a headdress on. His face was wrinkly at the foot of my bed. I seen him at my feet, and I thought, when I was a child, but I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was smoke in the ashtray. What I'd done to justify this was just smoke from Grandma, but Grandma was already asleep. But I've been very spiritual for many years, and very very sensitive to things. But I never got to. I mean, I can be angrier and cuss everybody easier than I can be emotionally honest, because I don't know why. Because I'm pissed off. Who wouldn't be? Well, another spirit I seen recently when I was in I laid down on my bed like that, and I was an Egyptian tombstone. I went like electricity all. I mean, I seen these images. I don't know, but I did study up like on some of the Egyptian people, and I was trying to figure out which one that was. But who knows? I'm not to boast or brag or anything like that, but that's really neat to be able to be like that, to be able to be everywhere, and everywhere in a past life. I also seen like this Egyptian person dancing by the pyramids, but her ears were like stretched out, and her ears were really stretched out, as a matter of fact. But those are the only. Oh, well, and I seen a guy with like, well, that's kind of a different. It may not be. I don't know. I've seen a few more, but I'm not going to talk about those recent ones because they're still under my own investigations. Like, I haven't too much investigated the cowboy one, but the Indian one, I found out that it could have been possibly the Heoka. I can clearly see that today. I can clearly see that today, because I've always had an Indian spirit guide me. I know that. I've always been treated kind of, it's like history repeating, like the white man got us intoxicated and took our land. You know what I mean? Like me laying down having sex, getting intoxicated, and giving you what you want. That's the same scenario. Like, my history, I mean, like my experience has been kind of like that. I have a lot, like, or getting intoxicated. Y'all took my kids, you know what I mean? It's been a repeat thing for me, and I just I'm looking into some things, because I know I sound like what you're hearing from me when you're hearing all this madness is powerlessness, trauma. Trauma is what you're hearing. Trauma. And it sounds kind of like I'm sick in the mind. But, I mean, for any reason whatsoever, no one ever needs to go around saying you're mental, you're crazy, you're sick, because you're hurting. I mean, that is not just. However, you don't understand that because you're on that level of ignorance is bliss type shit, and it really is bliss. It's even more bliss when you never learn something else because, I mean, but is it bliss? It's a waste of purpose, I know that, because you stay in that same element all your life. You know, you're existing. Having fun every once in a while, but you're existing. I do know God loves me now. I mean, I'm looking back. Sometimes I get, like I'm walking on a tightrope and I may fall off. I don't know. Because sometimes I feel like, oh God, because I'm impatient and I'm stubborn as fuck. You know, and I hold on to all my past. I wish I wouldn't have. And put it all into one thing, and it looks really crazy. It does look insane. But, again, that's trauma. And, I love you guys. And, you know, we're all just here. We're here for purpose, but we don't, the importance on hanging out with the, you know, I can't say anybody's the right person or anybody's the wrong person. Just be smarter about what you do, because once you get a rap sheet, it's extremely hard to get out of that. It's been extremely hard for me to get out of that. It symbolizes, I never knew my worth because I wasn't showed it for sure. Going in and out of jail, in and out of jail, in and out of jail. Constantly harassed by, and I know I didn't do that. I didn't really do. I drove intoxicated. I did do that. I stole when I was a child because I wanted my boyfriend to love me, and I stole him stuff. And I wanted to be loved. I wrote a check one time when I was really high on a family member for really cool stuff at Walmart that I lost, like shortly after I bought it. So, I mean, there was no justice in it, you know. Well, like, I mean, I haven't really done too bad of anything, except for, except for I've hurt myself. By doing drugs, like, used to do, like, in my younger years, well, actually, about the time, like, third son. After my second son, and between my third son, I was a really bad drug. Like, I was sick, emotionally damaged, so I would do a lot of drugs. My list would be white, and, you know, I would do, like, all kinds of coke, heroin, anything, just coke and heroin. Between the various coke, heroin, meth. I remember when I would do heroin, I'd start crying like a fucking baby. I could be vulnerable then, you know. I always felt like something was, I mean, I would bawl. I mean, wow. But then, I'm serious, it's crazy. It felt good, but I was just, I mean, damn. Anyways, but I really never really, I mean, it was actually situational for me, you know what I mean? I feel comfortable around other people like that. That's what I grew up in. Today, I don't feel comfortable around anybody who's under the influence, and letting the world see. I don't like to let the world see anything because of the way it's been for me. But I'm just motherfucker. Now back before, you know, my mind has really went through some shit this past couple of years, and I'm trying to stay on track here so I can be understood, because, I mean, anyways, okay, well, spiritual, okay, what am I getting at here? God loves me, I do know that. But there comes a time where, I mean, one needs to be free. Escapism no longer works for me. And I'm grateful for that. I really am. But, you know, after, you know, you see your reality and you're powerless and you have no support system, and you can't be in public places or crowded places. You're too sensitive for that, and you just can't. And you don't have the emotionally, you're not emotionally strong enough to be able to know how to, what is it called? Hang on, I wrote it down earlier. Here, a minute. It's actually called him. You don't have the, oh Lord. The metacognition, you don't have that. You don't have that. What we're saying, awareness. Okay, I do have awareness, but you don't. I didn't have it back in the day because you know why I didn't have it. Emotional damage. I got some hair on my face. Emotional damage. I was hurting emotionally, and I couldn't see. When you're hurting like that, you just can't see past it. You know, you're hurting. You know, and that's. I recognize that today, like in some of my crazy wild stories, like. I'm wanting someone to understand what I'm doing. No one, okay, first of all, I got to come to the reality that no one, being an INFJ, okay, you're not going to find too many that are going to be able to relate with you. Maybe the leader of the country, of our last president, maybe, I don't know. I call him up, though, but I tried, but he didn't answer. You know what I mean? He didn't answer. Actually, I think the police even got called to the lighthouse. No, I'm just kidding. I was just messing up. No, I just, being so different and going through so much, surviving so much, it's not, it's going to rewire your brain, first of all. And if one hasn't went through at least half of what you went through, then or doesn't have degrees in psychology and all that stuff like that, or they're not going to even be able to even try to see. So I have to empathize with them about that. You know, I feel like, well, no wonder I thought I was crazy for a long time, but now I know I was wrong for believing anything like that because I was never. I was just super sensitive, and I came in this world like a beast, and I'm still going like that. You know, you endure a lot, especially having this spirit that is magnetized. People need you, and they're always around you, and they lay out stuff on you that they don't usually tell anyone else. And it's everyone you encounter. It's a lot of people that you encounter. They're going to lay out something on you that you're going to hurt because of that. You know, you're going to feel their pain. And if you are in codependency, like you're going to want to. If your life's so out of control that you can't fix your life, you're going to want to run and fix their life. Even a part of me today loves to love them, but I love them in the music that I do, or I hate them in the music that I do when I'm too. I'm either yelling at them or loving them. But you know, it's just. I see that in my my sons, and it gives me a strong desire to want to be here and you know, leave myself behind for my bloodline, you know, and guide them and lead them and preach to them. But you know, it's even going to be even harder than that because everyone around them is going to say, well, you know, I mean, she's this, she's an addict, she's crazy, she shows men and drugs. I've never heard a bigger lie in my life. Ever. So if I can go around and, you know, change, you know, or help wake up your perception, or help, you know, turn it towards the truth instead of all the negative gossip, or she's an addict, is she high or not? Is he high or not? Our minds are conditioned to think like that nowadays. I don't understand it. That is such a distraction on your actual purpose and your actual calling. Why would you care? Well, I mean, I can understand if you kind of have addiction, or I don't know if you ever I don't know if you have issues towards something you're going through, and you search for that because maybe you're traumatized over it, or maybe your mom was an addict, or maybe your dad was an addict, or maybe your husband left you for drugs, or maybe your wife left you. You know what I mean? That could be like maybe you lost someone to them. I don't know why they ask that. Is she high or not? Do you still get high? You know, It's clear. It's clear. I mean, it's logic. It's very logical. I think their minds question them. You know what I mean? But if, the whole county is going around, every time they see me, sharing out, I mean, that doesn't look good on my purpose. It doesn't look good for my reputation. It doesn't look good for who sees that. What do you got going on with your life? What's your plans? Your goals and missions? Me quit magnifying what I can't do. Magnify what I can. I'm starting to see my worth, and I'm in love with me. I'm so talented. I never really had the time for people, liking me. But anyways, I'm grateful for you guys and to share these moments with you. And I'm going to, end for now. It's just moments with me. Something I can, someone I can talk to that's actual hearing me, or it's therapeutic for me to talk. And it's therapeutic for people to hear me. I love you, and I am grateful for you women like me, and you're worth it, and you're doing your thing, and you're singing on camera, and you're dancing, and I inspire you. And you know what? It takes a hell of a woman. You know what? This woman told me she inspired me. What the fuck? Because it's always nobody that I never. I don't think I've heard that in a long time, except for in treatment. You know what I mean? It takes a hell of a woman to tell another woman that they inspire them and how beautiful they are, because women don't see that. They see, women. But my hope is for us women to stand together and love one another and be there for one another. Not one another's man, just one another. And if a man could get you in the first place, if I had a man and he could get you in the first place, he was never mine to begin with. I would never hurt you over it. I would hurt him over it. That's why I still don't have a man, thank God. Oh well, good night, and have a blessed life.